What's up, everyone? This is Kronos, aka Adam, back with my WWE Clash of Champions preview and predictions. So here we are, Clash of Champions. Every title is on the line. I assume even the 24/7 title. So as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. Let me know what you think. If you see I don't know how many times you've seen my videos, but if you've seen in the beginning graphic, obviously I suffered a loss this week. My dog, Adriana, who's my co-pilot, my best friend. We've been together for 12 years. I adopted her when she was 2. It was a pretty rough week, but I figured let's keep going on with these videos so that I can kind of just focus and not dwell on the tough week that I had. But hold on 1 second. My computer looked like it was draining. Anyways, real quick, how I do my predictions. I use confidence points like a lot of people do. Essentially, there are 9 matches. You assign the value of the matches from 1 to 9, 9 being the most confident, 1 being the least confident. If you guess it correct, you take those points, you tabulate it at the end, your score is your score. I also do something a little different. I give both my kayfabe and my shoot picks. My shoot picks are basically what I think is going to happen based on the storylines, based on what I know about wrestling, and just educated guesses. Kayfabe is what I want to happen. Obviously, sometimes they're exactly the same. What I think is going to happen is going to happen. Sometimes I would rather something else happen. So be it. So there are 9 matches for Clash of Champions. So we're going to get into them, go down the line. There have been some also like slight take with grain of salt rumors due to possible COVID stuff that some of these matches could be changed. I don't know. I haven't heard anything definitive of that, and I don't know if that's true. I just know that there were some there were some positive cases that came out. I don't know if that was strictly to NXT or what, but as of now, I haven't heard any changes. So as I'm doing this video, these are the matches. So we have the women's tag team title match. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, the champions, versus the Riot Squad. Shayna and Nia look completely dominant on Raw on the Go Home show when they destroyed Lana and Natalya, putting Lana through a table a second time. Obviously Riot Squad are back, but I feel like they want to move the Shayna Nia angle, like where they're going to eventually face each other, but I think it's too soon for them to take the belts off them. I think you should stretch this out a little bit more, show that they can actually work together when they want to and be dominant, but know that in the back of their minds they don't like each other and they just want to beat each other up. And then you can have them kind of factor into the Raw title, which I feel it has been completely taken a back seat over the past couple of weeks, but I'll get into that in a little bit. So going into my predictions, shoot, I think Shayna and Nia are going to win. I just think that they're too dominant right now. Although unfortunately it's going to be at the expense of the Riot Squad, who in my kayfabe I actually want the Riot Squad to win. I think they would be a really good tag team. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of tag teams in the women's division, or even ones that you could just kind of cobble together, as far as we know. But I would like to see them as champs just because I really enjoyed their work, and I do think Shayna and Nia. It almost sounds like I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but like I feel like they could have a really good rivalry if you want to take the belts off them now. It's fine, just got to do it right. Obviously, whether or not WWE does it right, that's a different story. 4 points of confidence on that. We then get the Raw Women's title, Asuka versus Zelina Vega, and this has been moved to the fucking kickoff. The kickoff, Asuka, who is the most dominant person in the empty arena era, and has been one of the best, brightest spots that WWE has had. They've completely forgotten about her over the past several weeks. She's barely involved in anything. Once Sasha and Bayley were out of the picture, she's been basically non-existent. And some of that, I assume, is WWE. Some of it, well, no, actually, all of it is WWE, because not only do they not have anything for her because they haven't built anyone else up, they have the next best thing, Shayna and Nia, tagging together, and they're dealing with that. So it's like they can't even be involved yet because they already have their own thing going on. It's a little ridiculous that these two are on the kickoff. And it was only 2 weeks of build. Basically, Zelina just said, "I challenge you," and then interfered with her match against Peyton Royce, and that's it. So my predictions: Asuka, kayfabe, Asuka, confidence points 8, I think she's just going to get beat. There's no way that Zelina Vega is winning. I actually happen to like Zelina Vega a lot. I say it all the time. My favorite match was on one of the Worlds Collide when she went against Piper Niven, giving up a lot of size and a lot of strength, and she just killed it. It was awesome. But I just feel like that, they should build her up, because she literally just left being a manager, a valet, a business associate, whatever you want to call her, and then all of a sudden she's in a title match. It's just not going to happen that way. You got to build, especially with the women's division where you've been lacking a lot. SmackDown Women's Title: Bayley versus Nikki Cross. As far as I can tell, Nikki wasn't even on the go home show for SmackDown. And if she loses clean here, I think it'd be terrible for her character, because she had these months and months of feuding with Bayley and Sasha and losing clean and for shenanigans and clean shenanigans over and over again. If she just gets this and then loses again, it's like, what's the point? So I feel like this is probably going to set up some kind of feud with Alexa. Obviously, Alexa is following down that path of being more closely associated with The Fiend, especially on the Go Home show. Check out my WWE Week in Review where I talked about that. So yeah, I can't see her losing clean, and I feel like they just want to put this title match. They want Bayley, if she's going to lose it to Sasha, unless Sasha somehow comes back and causes her to lose it. But I know that Sasha had said that she wants to take what's most valuable to Bayley away from her, and that's the title. But I feel like she wanted to do that because she was taking it off her, not just having her lose it to somebody else. I don't think their feud necessarily needs the title, but I feel like WWE, the way they are, of course they're going to keep the title involved. So shoot predictions. My shoot is Bayley. My kayfabe prediction is Nikki. I would love to see Nikki get it. I feel like she deserves it. She's put in a lot of time and effort. Confidence points, 5 points of confidence, middle of the road here. Could go either way. We then get the the Intercontinental ladder match, triple threat, AJ, Sammy, and Hardy. Got it. It obviously brings me back to my time thinking about Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels. Because Shawn Michaels said he was the real champ, but he wasn't the recognized champ, which was one of the best ladder matches ever. So good. AJ held both titles on the Go Home show, so he's clearly not going to win. I just still, and this is just a point of weird bothering for me. I just don't get why they won't acknowledge why Sammy wasn't there. It was like as if they make his character as if he just didn't care about WWE, or that he was, on vacation or sabbatical or growing out his neck beard, as AJ said, or whatever. He didn't want to get sick. I don't understand how they're doing that, why they keep doing that. Because we all know why he wasn't there. It wasn't like he didn't give a shit about WWE. But whatever. Oh, forgot to put my phone on silent. Okay. So here we go. Predictions. I believe Hardy is going to win it. I think he will be the main champion, but I can see Sammy winning it. But Sammy chasing and saying that nothing is, it's a championship and all this stuff, and he had to lose in a title. I feel like that's why they would do this. Kayfabe. I like to see AJ. I think AJ is one of the best in the world. AJ is one of my favorites. I would love to see him with the title again, because I just think he's great. But because there's just obviously 3 people in it and there's so much craziness, only 1 point of confidence there. We then get the U.S. title match, Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley, the champion. So the Hurt Business is one of the best things on WWE right now. They're basically inserted to almost every part of Raw. The feud with Retribution could play into this. I don't know, because it's funny how how will Retribution factor into any of these matches or all of these matches? Who knows? Obviously Miriam and Mercedes Martinez could factor into the women's portion of it. So predictions. Obviously Lashley stood tall, but the math on this is that Her Business is I think trumps the math in this point. So predictions, shoot Bobby, kayfabe Bobby, just because I like everything they're doing there. 7 points of confidence in this. I really loved Apollo and his move up the ranks, but at the same time, this is all he's doing. He's only fighting some combination of the Hurt Business in singles, tag, triples, whatever. He's literally only been with the Hurt Business. I don't think he's had a match with anybody else in the past several months, which is crazy. So maybe him and Ricochet can form a tag team and start going after tag team gold or something. I don't know. Raw Tag Team titles, we have Street Profits versus Andrade and Garza again. Again. So they don't have Zelina with them anymore, and they look more in sync. Hold on. Let's see. If they lose, the team has to be officially over here. It's just ridiculous at this point. They were feuding. They were basically fighting. Then in the number one, this is how bad the tag team division right now is in Raw. The number one contender for the tag team title was Humberto and Dom, who would never tag before and were literally put together then. Seth and Buddy, who literally basically broke up last week, where Seth was beating the shit out of him and blaming him for everything that's happened. And then Andrade and Garza, who also were beating the shit out of each other last week, and you thought that was over, and they lost their manager. So they had no other tag teams. So at this point, for some reason, I feel like they're going to win now. Shoot Andrade and Garza, because it's like, what else are they going to do? Like, are they going to lose again? Then it's just like, what's the point? But kayfabe, I love the Street Profits, so I'm going to keep going for Street Profits. Confidence points, not very confident in either way of this, so only 3 points of confidence there. SmackDown Tag Team titles, we got Lucha House Party, Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, the champions. Shinsuke had beaten Grand Metalik on the go-home of SmackDown yesterday. Lucha House Party is absolutely falling apart. As far as I can tell, they haven't announced who the actual participants from Lucha House Party will be, who will be representing them. I know Grand Metalik has to be one, because there's no way that they would put Lindsay and Kalisto together, because they're feuding, unless Grand Metalik says, I'm tired of this, you guys tag together, which would be interesting. But I think this is just a way to start a feud between Lindsay and Kalisto, because I think they're going to break them up, because we have so many tag teams that we can lose one. My prediction tiers: Shoot, Cesaro and Shinsuke; kayfabe, Cesaro and Shinsuke. I just like them. I'm a huge Shinsuke mark. 6 points of confidence here, pretty confident. We then get the WWE title match, which will be fought in an ambulance match. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Randy has been doing some of his absolute best work for several months now, basically, pretty much since Edge came back. Even before that, a little bit. He stood tall in the go home when he got the RKO out of nowhere on Drew. The gimmick match, the ambulance match allows either one of them to lose without really losing anything here. But there's a couple of factors you got to think about. Keith Lee, he was punted on the go home show, so will he be okay enough to get involved in some way? Whether it's he cost Drew the title, or he he has a heel turn, or what, who knows? Or will Retribution get involved? Obviously, Retribution, was probably pissed off about Drew leading the troops against them at the end of Raw on the go home. So, who knows there? But we'll go to my predictions here. Shoot Randy. I think Randy's going to win this. I think he's had enough of these matches at this point. I feel like they're going to give it to him, even if they take it off him next pay-per-view. I think that's Hell in a Cell. They got to give him some run here. Kayfabe, I want Randy to win. I love Drew. I think Drew is great. I just think Randy would make a really great champion right now, and it'd be really interesting. But I really have no idea. It can go literally either way, so very, very not confident about this. It's only 2 points here. And finally, the Universal title, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Roman super punched Jey on the ramp to end SmackDown, basically saying that he's doing this for not just his family but the entire family. He has to be the tribal chief. That final promo by Jey was great. I think the build has been one of the best that they've done in a while now for this, and it hasn't even been that long, but I just think it's been an incredible build. But with that being said, there's no way Jey is winning this match. So predictions: Shoot Roman, kayfabe Roman, and confidence points 9. The only thing I wonder is how much blood will be spilled by Jey in this match, unless they do some twin magic with Jimmy. But I don't even think he's physically cleared to wrestle yet. So there you have it. Those are my preview and predictions for Clash of Champions. On Monday, I will do a results review video as well. As always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Social media is down there. A little public service announcement I've been doing on my videos in honor of my pup, Adriana. if you're thinking about getting a dog or cat or any animal at this point, adopt. I think that's the best thing you could do for. There's so many animals out there that need homes that are just in these shelters, and some of these shelters are really good, but they just don't have the kind of space and facility and love and care that you could give. And especially now with everything that's been going on, most likely you have the time, you have the space, you're home, you can be able to give the love and attention that animal deserves, especially if you get a puppy. So anyway, that's my public service announcement. As always. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, blah. Be safe, love each other, and bye now.